I spent a large amount of time trying to decide if I was going to tell you that it's been just over 3 weeks that I've been in Thailand or just under a month, and it's both. I've been in Thailand for 26 days. Tonight I went out and I got myself a roti, banana roti with condensed milk poured over. Apologies for the noisy baggy sound. It looks like this. The condensed milk is kind of soaked into it by now. Comes with a fork, so it's really nice. You don't really need to have any cutlery here because pretty much everything you eat comes with cutlery or doesn't need it. They cut the banana up and put it inside. Actually, you can't really see it because it's a similar color as the roti. But there's roti on either side, banana in the middle, and yeah, it's sweet and delicious. I bought it about an hour ago. At the time of buying it, it was very crispy. Right now, much less so because I let it get cold, but it is still crispy enough to hear the crisp on the outer edges. That's very nice. And then when I was there at the stores, I was actually considering looking for a place to sit and eat, but not a restaurant, just like some of the street vendors have seats where you can eat. I'm still not 100% adventurous enough to do that because I couldn't really see anything that looked like I want to eat it. There were a few stalls that I'm sure if you know what to order will make you something delicious, but there was nothing I could see that I wanted to order and say, okay, I'll have that. It's difficult when you don't really know how to speak Thai yet, and so you don't really know what they can offer you, and you don't know what to say to get food or to find out what they are selling. So obviously the places where you can see what they're selling are much easier to buy from at the moment because you can literally just say, I want that. You just point and you're like, that, or you can communicate. I find it pretty easy to communicate, and most of them have basic English to communicate as well. I said, is this chicken? And then someone who walked past overheard, so she told me, no, it's not chicken, it's moo, which is beef. Yes, they call beef moo. So I said, is this chicken, which is kai, or gai, I can't remember, gai, something like that. And then she said, no, it's moo. But then the lady who was walking past was like, if you're looking for chicken, it's outside. So people who can speak English are kind enough to stop and help when they see confused Westerners walking around. So that's nice of them. I purchased pork on the side of the road. They had like pieces of fried pork. I don't know if it was fried. And they cut them up, and a lady bought some, and I could see the sign said 40 baht, I presume per 100 grams, because I got a baggy and it was weighed. I already ate 2 pieces. It's quite delicious. It's like pork belly. You can see it's kind of fatty over here, but there is actual meat. Pretty sure it's pork belly. It's no longer crispy, but it was. Again, I let it get cold, and I'm going to eat this with rice, but it's also delicious on its own. 40 baht is 20 rand. So 20 rand for a baggie full of meat. It's quite delicious and quite filling, I'm sure. I haven't eaten it yet, but it's quite a lot of meat. It's more than enough meat. It's 100 grams of meat, I think. Maybe it's more than 100 grams. I don't know how to weigh 100 grams with my hand. Really good. I stopped at 7-Eleven and I got myself rice. And I let them heat it up for me, but it's also almost cold. See, they give you cutlery. So I actually have a metal knife and fork and spoon, but I've only used it once, and even then they gave me cutlery at school. They gave me one of these. I just used my spoon anyway because I had it. So I bought shallot fried rice, crispy shallot fried rice. This one is basically fried with onion, which is shallots. Shallot is a type of onion, I think, pretty sure. It smells good. The first time I had it I was like, that's not onion, but obviously it's shallots or shallots. I don't know how to say them. Shallows. The T is not silent. Don't say it like that. But yes, I intend to eat this with my pork. I have a stock of sweet chili sauce, which they just labeled chili sauce, but it doesn't burn, which I wish I knew earlier because I avoided it for the first 6 meals I had with that sauce. It's labeled chili sauce, so I just avoided it because I don't want chili sauce. And the one day I opened it to have on my chips because they don't put salt on their chips here. So I had that, and it's literally sweeter than our sweet chili sauce. So it's really nice. I don't think it will be necessary though, because the rice has a flavor the meat has a flavor. I'm sure it will be fine on its own. So that's what I plan to eat. I bought a water because we do have a refillable like tap at the bottom, like a water filter, but if you fill more than a liter it kind of slows down and then I lose my patience, and I drink a lot of water. I tend to actually drink like a liter while filling my water, and so I fill, I drink, and then it's too slow to fill it anymore. So when I come back upstairs I don't have extra water, so I just went and bought a little one because I ran out of my 6-liter bottles. For some reason they sell them in 6 liters here, whereas in South Africa they are 5-liter bottles. So it's awesome, it's an extra liter, so that's nice. But I didn't buy one today because I was walking home. And then I bought this, which I almost bought the other day. It's an espresso, triple espresso. I don't know how it's going to taste straight out of the can, but I have little milks. I eventually went and bought a pre-pack of 6 milks, 250ml milk. Like it has a straw hole, so it's like almost like long life milk, but you can drink it. And well, obviously you can drink long life milk. It's like individual servings, so the intention is you drink it with a straw, but I just cut them open and I eat cereal. I actually had Fruit Loops today at work because I bought a packet of Fruit Loops. It's got like 2 servings of Fruit Loops for 30 baht, which is 15 rand. So yeah, relatively cheap while I'm just trying everything out and trying to figure things out, and still don't have a fridge at the moment. I found the fridge I want, but I'm tempted to buy it and tempted to just keep not having one at the moment. The triple espresso, the intention is to taste it straight out of the can, probably be a little bit horrified by how strong it is, and then get my mug, which my parents got for me, which is a really nice mug, and I haven't used it yet. I've washed it twice though, because every time I see it I'm like, oh, I'm gonna use this soon, let me wash it, and then I don't use it. So I'll wash it one more time and use it for iced coffee with my milk, which isn't iced because it's just long life milk, so it's just standing on the cupboard. But this is freezing cold still, even though I bought it over an hour and a half ago. And yes, then I have like a squeezy tube of condensed milk that I bought the other day that I just carry around in my lunch bag. I haven't actually used it much. I used it once when the iced coffee wasn't sweet enough, because I poured sugar in once and the sugar obviously doesn't dissolve in iced coffee, so you kind of just have iced coffee and pieces of sugar. So I just got the condensed milk. It also only cost me like 10 rand, so it just made sense to have. So I'll make my own iced coffee, or 2 or 3, since it's a triple espresso, and realistically I can't store that anywhere, so when I say 2 or 3 I just mean one big one basically. So that's the plan for tonight. It's just a little bit of 7-Eleven style Thai food and coffee. I know it's just super boring, but that's the plan. So it's relaxing, and I started watching a series 2 days ago, so I'd say I feel pretty settled in to have started watching shows. And I still want to record videos and things like that, but things that are super exciting maybe for you to see are also obviously super exciting for me to live through, but I no longer feel like filming everything. I also feel like I'm starting to become a familiar face when I walk in the same place 2 or 3 times, so now pulling out a camera feels a lot more awkward than it did when I was just some random stranger, like looking like a passerby. Yeah, I'll still take video. I wanted to film a video today on my GoPro, but for some reason it wasn't coming on. I'm hoping it's just flat battery. I hope it's not broken. I wouldn't be surprised though, because it fell when I fell and got like a scar there, and I still have some scarring over here as well. Oh, and then today, I don't know if there's a bruise yet, but there will be one soon. I smashed my elbow really hard at 7-Eleven when I opened the door to get my water. Opened the door and that kind of like wedged it between the door and a cupboard that was over here, and I just like smashed it straight into the cupboard. It actually hurts again now that I'm like thinking about it. It was very sore, but it'll be fine. So yeah, anyway, I'm gonna have dinner now. Hope you're enjoying your life. I'm enjoying mine.